All right. Ole, ole, ole. I said ole, ole, ole. Does anybody actually know the story behind Ole, ole, ole? Which means it's not true. There was an MC called CKP, and he was MCing in the crowd, but he needed to find his friend who was driving him home, designated driver. And so he literally shouted, "Ole, ole, ole," and for some reason the people shouted, "Oi, oi, oi." So he noticed that every single time he did it, people would respond to it, and so he just kept on doing it. Fun fact. Thank you. You're welcome. And that's the end of my TED Talk. All right, let's take a seat. One of the things that we try and do is also always kind of expose our audience to new guests and new artists. And we have an amazing artist tonight. Her name is Shirin. All right, some fans. He didn't do that for Triple O. It's because he was late. But I've heard, like, the first time I heard her voice, I was like, this girl's actually talented. There's some people that look like they can sing, but they can't sing. But she looks like she can sing, and she can sing. You see what I'm saying? And then hearing her music, I was even more impressed. So I thought, you know what? It'd be amazing if you came to share that gift with us, our audience tonight. So please could you make some noise for Shirin?
Hello, thank you so much. I felt I was being introduced by Simon Cowell right now. I'm going to sing 2 songs for you guys, and they're actually from my album In Full Bloom. And one of the tracks, Triple O actually features on, but I'm going to just do like a kind of re-envisioned version. But this first track is called Psalm 91, and it's literally just the actual verse, word for word. He who dwells in the shadow of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. But one thing I like to do is I like to get you guys to sing with me, if that's okay. Even though I've got BBs on the track, I want you guys to be my BBs tonight. Is everyone good? So the chorus, I'll say the words first. Some people are like, I can't catch the lyrics. I know this is not church. For those of you who are church, the lyrics are behind us. There's no lyrics today, okay? So the words are, He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promises are our armor and shield. You got that? So how it goes is, He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promises are our armor and shield. So He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. Say, and His promises are our armor and shield. One more time. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. See? And His promises are. Okay, guys, I'm gonna need way more energy when we sing it. Like, you guys are like, some of you guys are a bit nervous. Like, I don't know why you're nervous. Okay, let's just get straight into it. Let's go. Woo. And if you want, you can just catch a small vibe. Let's go. 1, 2, hey, 3. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, you're my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust, yeah. Ooh, He will rescue you from every trap, protecting you from deadly disease. Ooh, He will shelter you with His wings. Don't you know, ready? He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promise promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And his promises are your armor and shield. Oh, yeah. Ooh, so it says, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say to the Lord, you're my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Oh yes, I do. Ooh, he will rescue you from every trap, protecting you from deadly disease. Ooh, he will shelter you within his wings. So, don't you know he's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. Let's clap, come on. And his promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. Yeah, 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 yeah. His promises are your armor and shield. Don't you fear the arrows by day or the terror by night. Don't you fear diseases in darkness, disasters that strike. Oh, and though thousands fall at your side, thousands are at your right hand, they will not come near you. Open your eyes, set him on high. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And his promises are armor and shield. He's a faithful, faithful, faithful God. And his promises are armor and shield. Oh, my God is so faithful. He always sees me through. His promises are armor and shield. Oh, faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And his promises are armor and shield. So guys, this last part, there's a call and response where I go, he will answer me, and you guys say he will answer me, yeah? You guys will catch the melody, but first, we will trample on the beast, crush them underneath your feet. When I call, he promises he will answer me. You will trample on the beast, crush them underneath your feet. When I call, he promises he will answer me. Then I go first. I said, he will answer me. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. I said, he will answer me. Let's start, guys. He will answer me. He will answer me. He will answer me. One more time, guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. He will answer me. I said, he will answer me. Yeah, he will answer me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said, he will answer me. He will answer me. He will answer me. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, you guys are warmed up by the end. I thought you guys are feeling it. You're with it. Thank you guys so much. So this last track is called Life, and let me just say, I wrote it in a time of my life where the pressure was getting worse. When it comes to things like, you know, relationships, marriage, children, we're seeing it all over social media. We're happy for people. But then I had a conversation with myself like, chai, when will I marry? And that's basically what this song is all about. And like I said, I kind of, usually, you know, Triple O will come and rap, spit his bars, but I said, let me give him a rest. Because as you guys know, he's doing a lot right now. And so I kind of changed up a bit, hence why I've got my phone for lyrics for the bridge. But I hope you vibe with it, I hope you enjoy it. Once again, my name is Shireen, and thank you for listening. This is life. Am I comfortable in my singleness? Am I grateful? Is it just pretend? Would I rather be next to somebody? Or am I happy here on my own? In this life, do you know that seasons, they change over time? In this life, do you know this thing called love comes with sacrifice? In this life, 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 in this life. Am I comfortable about where I've been? Am I grateful for my own skin? Would I rather be relationship goals, or do I have goals of my own? In this life, do you know that seasons, they change over time? In this life, do you know this thing called love comes with sacrifice? And in this life, 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 in this life. Things aren't dark as they seem. Just hold on, don't believe everything you see. Edited pictures, too many filters on your screen. The grass may seem greener, but your path is destined for greatness. People come and go. It's life, just enjoy the show. That's life. Now you're standing in the spotlight. No need to fear, God's got you, do not fight. Don't you know he's in your corner and he's for you, so you better sit back and enjoy the ride. You better get comfortable in this life. Sit back and enjoy the ride. You better get comfortable in this life. Sit back and enjoy the ride. You better get comfortable in this life. Sit back and enjoy the ride. You better get comfortable. Oh, hey, be content with your life. Oh, enjoy the ride. Heal before you love somebody else. Heal and to love yourself. Da-da, 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 da-da.
Shireen. Take a bow. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Guys, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok babe, but it's Shireen, spelled Sharyn, and then the word official on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Round of
And I've got
applause.
music on all platforms, so yeah.
Thank you for your time, man. Amazing voice. And she literally, like she said, Triple O was supposed to fill in that gap. She went to the studio yesterday, restructured the whole thing to come and do it for today. Do you know what I'm saying? So amazing, man. Yeah. All right, let's get Triple O back on stage. Let's do some audience Q&A. That's better. Because you lot were louder for Sharon. Okay. We're going to do some audience Q&A, but we're going to also do it a bit different. We've collaborated with QCast. Where is Shabazz? Shabazz still here? Oh, there you go, sir. And he has an amazing platform that enables you to actually, again, video record yourself asking questions that just maybe pop up in your head, things that trigger it, and people are actually able to respond to it. And Triple O is going to be doing that throughout the week. So even if you do want to leave a question for him that you don't answer here, you can do so through the QCast app. Download that on Apple. Where else have we got it? Apple and Android. It's a great platform. I've been using it, and it's just so dope, man. Sometimes you want to get away from Instagram and all those type of thing there. So, I'm going to take some questions from the audience. Time's talking the hardest, so maybe about 4/5. But we've also got some QCast questions, people that have recorded questions prior to today, and they wanted to put these questions to you. So let's find out which one is the first one. Oh, it's Mr. Faith Child.
Hey, what's up? My question for Triple O is, I'm aware you changed the name of the album. What was the name of the album initially, and why did you change it? And does the new title somehow tie in back to the overall message of the original album title?
Okay, so you changed the name of your album, and he wants to know, why did you change it, and does it still tie into the overall theme you had in the beginning?
So, yes, we changed the name. So the album was originally called I Need My Daughter to Hear This.
I Need My Daughter to Hear This.
That's what the album was originally called. And then I had some conversations with people in my accountability circle and in and around me. And we thought about it, and I had some conversations, and I thought, do you know what? Number one, I didn't want to shape what people were going to think about the album before even going into the album, because that's a heavy title. And at the same time, I wanted to just apply wisdom as to the situation at hand.
Yeah.
So after much consideration and deliberation, I decided to change the title of the album. But it's funny because we even talk about it on the album. Is Pressure in the room? Shout out to Pressure. Is Pressure still here?
Pressure.
Still here, yeah. So I remember I had a conversation with Pressure, and he was just like, yo, Trips, like, don't change the title of the album. And that's such a beautiful title, and that's your experience. I was like, that's true.
Oh wait, that was Pressure.
I said to him, do you mind sending that to me in a voice note? Yeah, that's him, that's okay. Pressure. At the end of Family Affairs. So yeah, we changed the title, but I wanted to keep that title because I felt it still held weight.
Yeah.
So instead of it being the title of the album, I just turned it into the name of one of the songs on the album, on one of the songs. So
nice.
Yeah, everything came full circle.
Let's take a question from the audience. Anybody have a question? We've got the mics ready. Yeah. Cool. Anybody got a question? Anyone? Okay. Can we help us? Guys, let's come to the front. Those who are doing the mics, come in. All right, let's go. Who has a question? Oh, there you are. Cool. Why don't you select that? What's your name, sir?
Jermaine.
Jermaine.
What's going on, Jermaine?
Hello. So, you've been making music for a long time. Do you go back and listen to the original stuff that you made? And what does it make you feel like now, listening to that early stuff?
Songs like Mayday, Mayday.
Warning, warning.
Yes, I say, man,
calling. I need help, and so do you, so you can call
Yeah,
it too. Made it. Yo, yes, I do, because I think two reasons. One, because it's always good to hear just sonically how I've changed and grown. But number two, because the only way I know how to write is through snapshots of my life. So where I am at that time. So whether it's the Overnight Garden Volume 2, which is officially the worst Triple O project to date, the mixing and the songs were just so bad. But I remember I was in an experimental phase. I was listening to Kanye's 808s and Heartbreaks, and I was dealing with heartbreaks. So I was like, I'm gonna make my own 808s and Heartbreaks, and it just sounded like a big mess. But whether it be Overnight Garden Volume 2, or whether it be more recently Cry Like a Man, or Supersonic Sonneteer, whatever the project may be, it's just like I always listen to it. I'm like, oh, I remember when I was in that headspace when I wrote that song, and this is what I'm referring to, and this is who I'm referring to. So it's like, for me, listening to my older stuff is like reading a diary.
Love that. Let's take another Qcast question. This is Chanel from UK Entertainment Awards.
Hi people, so my name is Chanel, I'm the founder of the UK Entertainment Awards. I'm under my sheets on my sofa because it is cold. But anyway, I have a question for Triple O, and the question is, as a gospel artist, how do you feel that your music bridges the gap between believers and non-believers?
Okay. As a gospel artist, how do you feel your music bridges the gap between people who believe in God and people who do not believe in God?
Am I a gospel artist?
Boy, you tell me, bro.
For me, my thing has always been this: to make music which is biblically sound yet culturally relevant, and addresses the times and the seasons that we're in, and connects with people who are not in the faith, while still encouraging and edifying the believers. So for me, I always think to myself, all right, how can I be creative and innovative with the message and the stories that I'm telling in a way where it doesn't alienate those who are not Christians or those who do not know about Christianity and Jesus and God and whatnot. But then at the same time, ensuring that we're creating content which will encourage, edify, strengthen, and motivate those who are already in the faith. And for me, it challenges my creativity to try and appeal to both ends. So when I made this album, and I've had people who are not Christians shout me and be like, yeah, Triple, this album, it wasn't too, it didn't put me off with your, but then I've had believers who are like, yo, this is so authentically tied to the gospel and talking about grace and love and forgiveness, this couldn't be any more gospel than it already is. And I think that's down to my creative writing style as to try and tickle
Get
boxes. Yeah.
Another one in the audience, sir.
Hi.
What's going on, bro?
My name's Tendo. The question, well, before I get to my question, I want to say that your album is amazing. Like, I listened to it, and I was actually gripped like from the start.
Thank you.
And I think I really enjoyed it because I can't say I've always known like of you, but I've never properly taken in your music. So like to hear it, I was just like, whoa, like this is really something. I make music myself and I've released music, but I'm keen to know what your musical aspirations are, because I think when you spoke about how much money you put towards the project, I feel like anyone that's trying to make music independently does reach that point where it's like, okay, how much am I willing to put into this like financially if I want to make the music that I can sort of hear in my head. And I feel like the people that have gone on to really like, that I know that poured into their music a lot is because they have aspirations for music to take up like a large part of their lives. And yeah, I think like, I'd like to know for yourself, like, is music something that you'd like to continue to keep pushing until it is that for you? I think you mentioned you're working as well. And
Yeah, so I have three main objectives with the music that I make. First and foremost, to glorify God and continue professing the Christian faith. That's number one. Number two, feed my family. Like, I've invested so much of my life on my music, life and myself into it for it now not to not to regain some form of financial compensation on the back end. And I just mean being very, very real.
Yeah.
I can't keep putting money in and not getting anything out.
Yeah.
I've got a mortgage to pay and all this kind of stuff. My wife's gonna be looking at me and be like, okay, so big man. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that's number two. Number three, and this one's a little bit of a weird one, but I want to continue making music, especially which is Christian in nature, and directing it to those who are 30 plus. Because what you find is when it comes to Christian hip hop and Christian rap, it is seen as for the kids.
Yeah.
It's seen as like, for the youth group, or the little children kind of thing. These times, I'm in the same age bracket as Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Wretch, Gets. Like we're age mates. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, if these guys are my age mates, I need to be making music that resonates with my age.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, okay, cool. That means there needs to be substance to the music that I'm making, so that when people hear, at least if you don't like X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to mention any names, but if you that's fine. But at least okay, if you're coming in this direction, you know you're going to get substance, as well as something which is a vibe. So yeah.
100. Let's go for 100 for that question. Let's go for another Qcast question.
Yo, what's good, Triple O? This is formerly Way, Keeper from Green Jade. You might have heard of us. Just kind of rap into you for a minute, and I'm looking forward to asking you this question. Basically, in one of your tracks, you talk about black men can do therapy. I think that's such a dope lyric, and I think it's so poignant, both now and the fact that I'm a counsellor, psychotherapist myself. So I wanted to kind of ask you what made you do therapy? What put you in a position that said to yourself, you know what, as a black man coming from our community, it's important that I sit in spaces where I can talk. So yeah, man, let me know your thoughts. Bless up and well done on the album. Peace.
So cool.
So you said in your album, black men can do therapy. Like what led you to that place of going to therapy, and how did you kind of overcome that stigma?
With going to therapy, I think it was very, very necessary for my own well-being and for my own understanding of who I was and where I was going, and ensuring that I was able to deal with a lot of the things that hadn't been dealt with. And I felt like there's a stigma because I fall into 3 categories. I'm a Christian, I'm a man, and I'm black. And those are 3 areas where, like counseling, therapy, mental health, those are 3 areas where we struggle to have those conversations. So in Christianity, it's like, oh, go out and pray to where, you know, it's the devil, it's the spiritual attack, whatever. And then in and amongst men, we don't really have that conversation because it's like, yo, like pattern up, like you can't be emotional. And then as in the black community, again, it's still something that we're still trying to navigate through. You think, oh, it's not our people, it's other people that have those kind of issues. So falling into those 3 different areas, I felt it was very important for me to really be genuine with where I was at and understanding getting counseling doesn't contradict my faith. It doesn't conflict with my manhood. It doesn't redefine my identity as a black person. Do you know what I'm trying to say? In fact, they go hand in hand, and it only reaffirms me in terms of my direction and my identity in all of these different areas. So it was necessary, and it was healthy, and it was good.
Love that. It's good. Another question from the audience, anyone?
I do.
Oh,
Julia.
Hey.
You do have fans here. I have like quite a lot of questions actually, but one of my 2 major ones are, one, what's your favorite thing about the project? Not just like as a whole, but one thing you were like, yeah, this was it. And then, what can we expect next?
Oh, man, just dropped the album last week. Do you know how much pressure that is? Palumi.
Venus, you want to be
Yeah. 16 bags. 16
No,
racks.
it's because Palumi's funding the next one. Amen.
16 racks on another one. You're going to get one from me for the next 4 years, man.
One of the things I love about the album is that it really does take you on a journey. I feel like once you listen to it from the beginning, where you hear my wife to be the first person you hear on the album, all the way down to the story that I shared earlier on this evening, down to the vibes and the collaborations. You're like, what, you've got this person and this person on the same track. On paper, it doesn't make sense, but the music, it does. All the way down to the voice note at the end. And shout out to my sister Tanya. The full thing is 9 minutes long. She sent me a 9-minute voice note congratulating me on my engagement. And it just hit hard. I said, number 1, this is beautiful. Number 2, I need the world to hear this. So the whole album just takes you on that journey. And I love that, because that's the common feedback I get from people. Like, wow, I feel like I went on a journey. So that's probably my favorite thing about the album. With regard to what's coming next, so it's a good question. It's funny, and I asked myself this question very recently, and I said to myself, with what I'm doing, I want to adopt the Kendrick way of making music as opposed to the Drake way of making music. It's not better, it's just what I've decided to do. And what I mean by that is Drake is consistently in your face, and it's new single, new project, new single, new projects. And that's cool, and for some artists that works. But I've realized that I want what I make to be an event. And I want people to be like, oh, yo, Triple's dropping in 6 months, in 3, all right, cool, let's hold out. So for me, it's about exhausting this project as much as I can, going into spaces I've never gone into before, and really spend the next 18 months really pushing this project so hard, so that I've lived life in that 18 months, and I'm like, yes, now I'm ready to do the next thing, as opposed to just, because music is so disposable these days, which is understandable. You know, there's so much content. But for me, I'm like, I am now at a stage in my life where I'm like, I can't just be putting out music for the sake of it. It needs to have weight behind it. There's still vibes. And don't get it twisted. I'm from East London. I was still Spinner Man. I grew up on grime. Do not get it twisted. But in saying that, I really want there to be some level of weight behind everything I put out. So that's the approach we're taking moving forward.
Okay. Let's go for one more cue cast, and we'll have 2 more questions. This is Naomi. We got Naomi. She's on our sit-down team.
Hello, I'm Naomi, and my question for Triple O is, as a creative, if there was one song in the world that you could have written, or you wish you wrote, or you wish you had like a creative influence on it, what song would it be? Mine would be Scream by Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson. So what would yours be?
One song that you wish. My song would be Gold by Spandau Ballet.
Really?
Anyone know about that song? Gold! Always believe in your soul. You got the power. Y'all don't know. Thank you. What song would it be?
It would 3 songs.
One song.
I'm gonna give you 3. The one would be Kanye West, All of the Lights. I just think that's an incredible record.
Someone said when. Okay.
The other 2 would be Maverick City Gyra and Kendrick and SZA. Is it All the Lights? Yes.
All of the
stars.
Stars.
All of the stars.
All the lights.
All the stars. Lights? Stars.
Stars or lights?
Stars.
Stars.
So yeah, those would be. But yeah, the first one would be Kanye.
All the lights.
All the
Okay.
Lights.
All right, 2 more questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's your name, sorry, sir?
Daniel.
Daniel, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah. So my question is, as a Christian, understanding the music industry, do you feel there's a ceiling for Christian music? And if so, how does that impact your acceptance of said industry? Or you wanted to feel accepted in that same industry?
That's a whole nother debate.
That's a conference.
Yes, that's a conference in and of itself. But I'll simplify it and say yes and no. Yes, because when you look at mainstream platforms, they have to be all-inclusive. So they're very particular about what they play and what they don't play. So there are times where this is too Christian for mainstream media. So they just flat out won't play it. And I know this because I know artists who have had conversations with DJs and producers on those platforms and say, I want to play this is a good song, but it's just, if I start playing you, then I have to play him, then I have to play her, and I have to play her, and it gets too messy. So they try and keep it very, So that's the first part of the question. Yes, there is a ceiling, because then you have to think yourself, but if I want to break through, I have to kind of be creative in my writing. But then no, because if your music is undeniable, it will break through. Like, all you need to do is focus on making excellent music to the point where it cannot be ignored. So then, yes, it's a little bit unfair with the examples I'm about to mention, but with songs like Stormzy's Blinded by Your Grace, or some of the stuff that Chance has put out, or some of the stuff that Gets puts out, which is quite faith-based in nature, or even going all the way back to Kanye and Jesus Walks, there are spaces for that kind of music to bleed through if the music is undeniable. So yes, there are ceilings, but then no, there are not ceilings. It depends on the individual artist.
Thank you. Guys, time's talking the hardest, so we're going to have to wrap it up because the venue needs to close. But please can I have a round of applause for Triple O, please? For his time, for his story, for his lateness, for everything. Just thank you for an amazing time. Hey, I said 10 years. After 10 years, I'll let it go. We're going to give him, we've got a gift for yourself on your new journey as a husband for next week. Can we bring the, you got it, okay, you got it there. And where's Shireen? Is she here? Can we have a round of applause for Shireen as well? So we've got a little gift for both of you. You can sit here, actually. Just to say thank you for coming to Sit Down. And just also, where's Beatrice? Okay. But also, just your time. Like, obviously, coming together to put this together, for you to share. This is from Golden Bakes. Golden Baskets. I want to say Golden Bakes. Golden Baskets gave us that box. Okay, take a picture with Daniel. Look at the camera. You were late. All right, cool. And Shireen, thank you for your talent,
Thank you.
your gift. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. We love your voice. We love your talent. We love your music. And as we keep going, we're just going to keep pushing it, man. So, round of applause for both of them, please. Thank you again for our sponsors, XP Events, Soho Friends, Golden Baskets, White City Studio, Cute Cast, and Royal Bakes. Can we make some noise for the DJ of the night, my brother-in-law, Danny Yeager? If you need to book someone for your wedding, for your party, whatever you need him for, he will cater for it. He might come, because he's normally overseas, flying to Dubai, Yugoslavia, Croatia, Miami, I do this, I do that. But if you can get a hold of him, he is the #1 DJ to have. Can you make some noise for my team? Where's my team? 1,000 thank yous to you, as always, for doing an amazing job. Where's Daniel? Daniel's right here, actually. Can you make some noise for Daniel? It was Daniel's birthday in the week. Time's talking the hardest, so we can't sing happy birthday, but we'll sing the last part. Happy birthday to you. Make some noise for Daniel, please. And here, this, if you don't do anything on your way home, I need you to do this, okay? Go onto our Instagram, click the link in the bio, and just leave your feedback. Feedback is very important to us, helps us get better with what we're trying to do. But I need everyone to do that, all right? So even if you do it on the train or on your way home, all you have to do is go to our Instagram at the Sitdown UK, click the link in the bio, and it says leave your feedback. The good, the bad, the ugly. If if we were late, for example, for some weird reason, I don't know, mention it, say why.
Top it.
10 years until we hit 10 years. Until we hit 10 years.
Big man.
Until we hit 10 years. On your way out, if you do want to leave a message for Triple O in the message book, please do. But thank you for your time today. Thank you to you, the audience, for coming out. Come on, round of applause for yourselves. Please follow the Sit Down. We've got more that we're planning. We appreciate you coming out. And sorry it's a bit late getting home, but we still appreciate you coming out today. We do hope you had a good time. We do hope you connected with the things that we spoke about and that you can apply some stuff to your own personal life. But we'll love you, we'll leave you, and hope you have a safe journey. I've been Icy. This is the Sit Down UK. We are out.